Kadantascha Kapilo Gajukaranapahanavarachidikata Vignanasha Vinayakaha Dhumkito Ganajaksha Bhalachandro Gajananaha Dvapshatani Namani Yapate Chulyadapi Vijaram Devi Vahecha Praveshe Nirgame Tata Sangame Sukate Chaiva Vignastasha Najayate Vignapalikutaraya Sri Ganadi Pataye Namaha Vakrachunda Mahakarya Surikote Samaprabha Abhinam Kurumedeva Sarvaka Yeshu Sarvada Shuklam Varadham Vishnu Shashivanam Chaturvajam Prasannamanandayi Sarvavigna Prashantaye Namaste Sham Jayaste Sham Bhutaste Sham Puravajayaha Desham Indivarasham Hridaya Chotinadanaha Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Okay, friends. Just a little. Oops. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Deva Maheshwara Guru Reva Brahma Tasmai Shri Guru Namaha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hi, Tammy. Good morning. Good morning, friends. And live streaming from Shivalaya here. And we're just a couple of minutes early to start, but that's all right. Since you're here, I'll give a little talk. I wanted to mention that there's some work happening in the neighborhood, in the forest, actually, and so I think it looks like it's just us now, Tam, and so kind of the story up here. And so if some of the noise is a little distracting, I'm going to try and work with that. A little breezy today as well, so we may get a little microphone sound with that as well. I wanted to just share briefly about this idea, if you will. Hi, Jenna. This idea of perception, if you will, perception. And what we understand is that the yogis have this thing that's called we call it the chitta, and that's our individuated conscious field. And yeah, Jenna, by the way, this is Shivalaya. I don't know if you've seen my place in the mountains before. I'm just gonna kind of lean back. You get a look at the Shiva altar. That's one of them. And there's another one behind me, Ganesh altar. And so, I'm up here, at Shivalaya streaming versus Littleton, if you will. And I mentioned there's a little bit of construction going on, so we may get a little background noise. I'll make sure and kind of navigate that when we, love for that to happen too. Navigate that when we get our meditation going on. But to go back to the subject at hand, the chitta, the individuated conscious field, the yogis call that, and begins with this thing called manas, M-A-N-A-S, manas. And it's simply how the yogis identify the faculty of sense perception. And so the manas is the sense recording faculty, they call it, whereby we receive, information from the creation through the gateway, the lens of our, of our five senses, if you will. And then what happens is there's some discrimination around that information, some understanding or intellect that's brought to it, and that is called the buddhi, B-U-D-D-H-I, buddhi. And the yogis, they recognize that the buddhi, that higher intellect faculty, is in the heart's space, and also connected to cognitive process. It's a little vague in some of the teachings around that. And then the other element of the chitta is the ahamkara, as we know, and that's the ego. And so what I wanted to invite us in our practice today, in our process today, is to allow for deeper states of awareness to begin to train themselves in us through first the access point of the lens of the senses. And what I would offer is what goes on is the manas records and the buddhi discriminates, the ahamkar, the ego, judges. And if we just allow for the manas to record without layering, if you will, a understanding or a projection on the experience, then there's almost like a set of quietude that can come in, a sense of stillness that can evolve. And then all of a sudden awareness takes on a whole nother characteristics, because we're not necessarily layering on top of that experience a condition, if you will. And that obviously is where, for the yogi, that's where we want to kind of end up, is in a place where our conditioned reality is integrated with a sense of presence. And it's almost like the sense of presence becomes preeminent or predominant over any kind of preconditioned experience. And it's not to say that any of that's bad, but again, what we're working towards in spiritual practice is a shift in conscious perception. And if we're always kind of involved in our emotional body or our thinking mind, then that's going to layer and layer and layer again and again over awareness or stillness or peace or things. And so that's kind of the endeavor, is to be involved in, perception, but let it be just free and really, really spacious. And we'll see what goes on with that. We know when we add our pranic layers to these experiences, that is predominant. And so the prana becomes literally a point of contact, for our sense perception, our consciousness. And then that just carries, that carries the day. So I'm just going to wiggle back to my seat here. And just going to turn this one thing, try to work with some lighting a little bit today. Just let the spine extend here or elongate. And feel a sense of being grounded in your seated position. And breathe into the belly. The diaphragmatic breath allows for the parasympathetic nervous system to kind of move forward here. Let stillness emerge. Chant a couple of mantras, and I'll chant a couple of invocation mantras, and then we'll get going in our practice. Just gently release the breath here. Take a nice big inhale to chant Om. Do this twice. Om. then again, another big inhale. Buddha Shingada Chira Sushona Bhakti Jiva Shriram Paramashiva Bhajyojyam Swaha Om Yamlinga Sharira Shushaya Swaha Om Ram Sankocha Shariram Dada Swaha Om Paramashiva Sushomna Kathena Murshangata Mavasalasa Jvala 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 Soham Hamsa Swaha. Purification mantra, boot Shuddhi for the body, allowing for the channels essentially to open and things to flow. And take your pinky finger of your right hand, place it on the earth, a prayer to the earth. Om Prithvi Tvayatita Loka Devi Tvam Vishnu Nadvata Tvancha Darya Mam Devi Pavitra Kuruchasana. Oh Goddess Earth, you are the supporter and the protector. You hold all the lokas, all the planes of existence, and Lord Vishnu is holding you. Please protect us and purify our seat. Release the hand back to the knee or thigh. And then one last mantra, a mantra for protection. It's called Digbandhanam, the binding of space. You might visualize kind of a circular field surrounding you, almost like a sphere surrounding you, protecting you from all directions and above and below. Om Purve Rakshata Govinda Hagnayam Gadada Tuja Jam Yam Rakshata Baraho Nasimastu Nairite Ranyam Kishavo Rakshat Vayavya Madhu Sudanaha Uttari Shri Guru Rakshat Ishani Tugaratmara Vardvago Vardano Rasas Tachatri Vikramaha Evam Dastasho Rakshat Vasudeva Janardanaha. And then an Om here together. Om. Okay, friends. Let's just gently open the eyes. We'll just move the body briefly to just warm it up a little bit for our seated practice here. So just make your way to tabletop. So come to all fours here. So room back there. And then just begin to undulate the spine in cat-cow stretches. So inhale, look up, lengthen front spine, and then exhale, rounding here. Just a little undulation of the spine, flexion, extension. Mm-hmm. Feel your way into that. Oh, yeah. And then begin to just circle the hips here, say in a clockwise direction, connecting with breath. So inhale, pivot forward, and exhale, draw back. Just continue that breath. little switch of the direction, and that feels good. And then gently neutral position here, and then plant the left hand under the face. And with an inhale, take the right hand to the sky. Give the wrist a little spin here. Breathe very deeply. And then a nice big inhale, and then thread the needle. So float this right hand through on the inside left shoulder and ear to the mat. The left hand reaches forward. The hips can drift to the right to seal the twist. And a nice big inhale here. And then exhale this left hand back underneath and ground it. And then inhale, float the right, so we'll counter twist as we know, and then gently release and switch. So ground right hand when you're ready, and then float the left, wrist spins, breathe deep. And then a nice big inhale, and exhale, feeding. And ready, this left hand through on the inside of the right shoulder and ear. Right hand reaches top edge, hips to the left. Here. Breathe deep. And a nice big inhale. And exhale, this right hand back underneath you. Inhale. And then reach this left hand back to the sky. And then to neutral here. Position, then extend. Both of the hands out in front of you long, like so. And then turn the right palm up and then just sink into that right shoulder. Forehead towards the earth or to the earth. Breathing. I'm not spend too long there, so inhale, float on up to neutral, and we'll switch. So left palm turns up, inhale, exhale, sinking. And then gently inhale, float on up, and then ground both of the hands here, puppy pose, just sink the heart here towards the earth and just breathe. So nice, and then just gently, come back up to neutral position here, and then extend when you're ready. The right leg long behind you, tuck the back toes under on the mat. I'm going to start with my left, but right leg behind you, feeling that little stretch in the bottom of the foot, calf and Achilles. Here, yeah. And then gently ground the right foot, balance on the left hand, and then the right hand to the sacrum, so we come up into this form like so. Heart is opening, and then take right hand to the sky, and then up over the head, and just really reach and kind of, you can see I'm creating a little crescent moon shape in my side body there. Breathe very deeply, feeling into that spaciousness in the side ribs, and then a big inhale and exhale, just gently pivot out of this back into tabletop. I'm going to switch my position here. Extend the opposite leg, so the left leg behind you, the toes tuck under on the mat like so. Feeling that. Breathe really deeply. And then ground now that left foot and balance on the right hand, left hand sacrum. And so we open up like here again. And then take this left hand to the sky, and then gently float it over the head. Again, that big kind of crescent moon shape in the side body. Breathe deeply. Just open up. Oh, yeah, and then a nice big inhale. And then exhale, gently release this left arm down back into a tabletop position proper. I'm just going to pivot around to face you, and then extend when you're ready. The right leg out to right, the toes point forward. You can kind of reach into a little bit, and then so sink the heart here. Come onto the forearms, and just breathe here deeply. Breathe. Sweet opening for the groin. And then gently, floating up another twist. So ground the left hand, inhale, take the right hand to the sky. Feel that. Oh, yeah. A nice big inhale and exhale. Float this right hand over the head, reach real far into it, and then just sink deeply. Heart close. Yeah. And a nice big inhale and exhale back into neutral position. We'll switch this whole cat out, and so extend when you're ready. The left leg out, toes point forward, hips drift back, forearms just sink here. Breathe in. Stay with the breath. Oh yeah. And then gently, float on up, ground now this right hand, and then take the left arm up. Reach, breathe very deeply. And a nice big inhale, and exhale this left arm over the head, reach as far forward as you can, and then just sink deeply here once again. And then nice big inhale and exhale back, everything into a neutral position. So find neutral here. And then from this position, so we're back into a tabletop kind of a thing. Draw the right foot above the left knee in a figure four, like so. Just kind of find that. And then we'll drift back and then sink the hip and then come to balance on the forearms here. A little stretch to the outside of that right hip area. A little opening for seated sadhana practice. These pauses in between the forms, let the pivot be to stillness or any lens of the senses without kind of qualifying, without acting the buddhi, the intellect feature. Just let it be, as they say, let it be. And then gently float up to neutral. We'll switch this out. So the left foot on the outside, tuck toes under or top of the foot. Again, you choose what feels best, and then we sink back into the hips here, forearms, balance. Breathe in. Stay with the breath. Oh, yeah. Ooh. And then we'll just gently come back up into neutral position here. Yeah. And then just one little down dog for our practice here today. Tuck the back toes under when you're ready. Lift the hips up. Downward facing dog. A shorter stance for mine today. These rugs. Breathe in. And then gently walk the feet to the hands in a forward fold. So Uttanasana. Take a moment here. A little yes and no with the head. So maybe grab opposite elbows, a little traction for the spine. So let everything slow down. Allow your observation, the witness consciousness, the witness perception to develop here. And then half lift, so hands mid-shins here. Lengthen from tail to crown, inhale breath. And exhale, lengthen out as you fold down, the chin can tuck here, hands release, bottom. And then one more of these, inhale, half lift. And exhale, fold. A little bend in the knees here, and then send, when you're ready, the right leg back into a lunge. And then just release the knee down here. Bring the hands to the left knee, like so. And just sink into this front leg knee. And let that right hip flexor open. And then just float the arms up. So here, breathe deep. The palms can face forward just for fun. Lean back into it a little bit. Oh, and then a nice big inhale. Then exhale, hands to prayer, and then we'll twist to the left. So that right elbow and outside of near thigh, a little sinking there, breathing. Breathe into the belly here. Yeah. And then a nice big inhale. And exhale, we gently release the twist here. The hands plant, pretty familiar sequence, likely. Inhale, straighten the front leg, toes pull up. And exhale, bow over the extended legs. A little stretch to that hamstring. And then ground the left foot all the way to the toes. Just open up the top of the foot. And then with an inhale here, we pivot forward, hand step forward. And then the heart lifts. This left knee opens to the left. And so you just kind of release the hips down. And then when you're ready, ground the right hand, left knee. And you just open up to the left and then float left arm and then bend this right knee and then capture possibly foot or ankle and just stretching the quad here. Heart keeps opening. Stay with the breath. And then a nice big inhale. Next, I'll gently release the foot here. The hand plants. And we'll step the back foot to the top of the mat. So forward fold here again. Just a minute there. Ooh, yeah. And then when you're ready, send now the left leg back into the lunge. And then the left knee grounds. So just switch directions so I can continue to face y'all pretty much. And then bring the hands to the right knee or thigh. So we're here. And you can just sink into this front leg. Oh, yeah. And then float the arms. And just reach up. And again, let the palms face forward. And then, you can lean back into it. Let the arms drift back and feel the shoulder blades kind of work into the back ribs. Feel that. Breathe very deeply. Keep reaching up and back. Nice big inhale. And exhale, hands to a prayer at the heart. We go and then twisting to the right. And just sinking armpit. And you breathe into the belly. Stay with the breath. Just peace be with you. Always. And a nice big inhale and exhale. Gently release the twist here. Hands plant. Inhale, straighten the front leg. And then exhale, bow with the extended leg. Let the toes float here if you haven't done that. And then ground the right foot all the way to the toes. Opening the top of the foot. And then carefully bend the front leg knee and then the hands step forward. Then right knee opens to the right and the heart lifts so the pelvis sinks. We can feel that. And then ground left hand, right knee, gaze to the right here. And then, float this right arm. Up. And then bending now this right knee, just with scotch, grabbing foot or ankle, tracking heel towards the buttocks. Opening for the quad. And a nice big inhale and exhale, gently release the foot here. Hand plants, this right hand inhale, and then step the back foot to the top of the mat again. Yeah. And then gently separate the feet a little wider, so Malasana as a transition. So squatting, release the hips down, maybe block under the pelvis if that's a little tender. Hands to prayer here, so just kind of dangle in the hips. The elbows draw inner thighs, and the inner thighs kind of squeeze back a little bit. Feeling that, and then a twist here coming up. So the left hand to the earth, like so, fingertips, and then right hand to the sky. So a little twist to the right. Breathe in, yeah. And then a nice big inhale and exhale back to neutral position. And then we switch. So right hand earth, left hand stars, open up. Breathe in. Yeah. And back into neutral position, back to prayer. And then gently release the hands to the earth here. Soften here in the knees and let that, relax a little bit. So that, move this a little closer. Yeah, and then we'll come into our seated position for our pranayama practice. And so get comfortable and organize yourself that way. Of course, a little support as always can be helpful. So elevation of the pelvis, so the knees ground. That's kind of the data. Just as a reminder, if it's new, I'm not really sure, but it's a reminder. Knees ground. That allows for the hips to be, soft and released. So we're not trying to kind of battle what's happening with the hips too. Just trying to work with our mind is enough. So once that feels kind of stable and organized for you, then just take a moment and let everything kind of slow down, return back to a sense of stillness. And let's just warm up our deep yogic breath with a little kumbhak, a little retention at the top and the bottom of the inhale. So kumbhak is suspending the breath or so. So a reminder, or if it's new, the deep yogic breathing, the belly extends outward, ribs expand, chest lifts and expands. So deep, full breath in. And deep, full breath out. Just really pacing the experience mindfully, really subtle. And then with your next exhalation, we'll release this practice. And Nadi Shodan, so we know this as nerve cleansing practice, or commonly referred to as alternate nostril breathing. Again, as a reminder, if it's new, we bend the index finger and the middle finger into the heel of the hand. This is called Vishnu Mudra. And then bring this right hand to the face. The elbow lifts. The thumb can plug or close the right nostril. Begin by inhaling yogic breath through the left nostril. Get to the top of that breath. The thumb lifts and then the ring finger closes the left nostril, and then you exhale through the right. Certainly find your own pacing, if it's familiar to you, inhale through the right. And the ring finger lifts, thumb closes, right nostril, exhale through the left. That constitutes one round. Just continue the practice here. As time permits, I'll kind of bring us together. Just breathing deeply. Nadi Shodhan, nerve cleansing practice. Just cycle through wherever you are. Just gently complete the round that you're on by exhaling out the left nostril. It's no worries here. Then our next practice is we'll practice the bandhas, the locks, the three locks separately. We'll do 2 rounds of each one. The first one is Mula Bandha, the root lock. We know this as capturing actually this thing called Ganesh Nadhi inside the colon of the colon. So the access point for this actually is contracting the area of the anal sphincter muscle and then drawing that contraction up inside the pelvic floor and up. This is done on an inhale retention. As a reminder, the breath is held whatever amount of time is comfortable. A couple of the contraindications are your cycle, moon cycle, any heart or lung issues, any pressure in the eye issues and things. So just be mindful as that appears. We'll do 2 rounds of Mula Bandha. So we'll do this together. Exhale the breath completely. Then full yogic breath. Inhale, belly floats. Ribs expand, then contract the bandha. Get to the top of the inhale, just hold the breath and just wait here. And then very gently release your breathing here. Let the bandha relax as well. Soften. And with the next inhale, we'll move right into the second round. So begin your inhale when you're ready. Belly expands. Ribs expand. That's when the bandha can be accessed, contracting. Full breath in. Hold the breath and just wait here. And then very gently and slowly just release the breath here. Relax the bandha. And just feeling the effects of the practice. And our next practice is called Jalandhar Bandha. Jalandhar Bandha. And we know this as the throat lock. And so full breath in, but then we release the chin into the hollow of the throat, lift the sternum to make that contact, and then gently turn the corners of the mouth up, and that closes the glottis, that closes the back of the throat, and that's really the access point for the bandha. Kind of the same data with respect to contraindications, with the exception of moon cycle. So again, we'll practice together twice. Exhale, release your breathing, and then a full breath in. Hold the breath when you're ready. Release the chin into the hollow throat. Lift the sternum. Turn the corners of the mouth up. And then gently lift the chin and release the breath here, relaxing. Release the bandha, of course. And then we'll move right into the second round here. Belly expands, full yogic breath in. Top of the inhale. Chin releases, sternum lifts. Turn the corners of the mouth up. And then gently lift the chin and exhale the breath here. Just breathe normally. Okay, and then our third bandha is, we know this is Uddiyana Bandha, the navel lock, and it means, it's translated as flying upward. It's done on an exhale retention. So we'll take a full yogic breath in, big breath in, and then exhale out all the air. We lean forward, and then while holding the breath out, the belly draws to the spine and then up under the rib cage, holding the breath out. And that can be uncomfortable sometimes if you're not used to it or what have you. And then, so when you need to breathe, just breathe. But first, relax the belly outward, and then inhale and straighten up the torso. Kind of the same contraindications as before. We'll do 2 rounds practicing this together. Uddiyana Bandha, flying upward, the navel lock. Take a nice big inhale. Oh yeah, and then exhale the breath here. Lean forward, the hands turn in a little bit. When you're ready, hold the breath out, belly to the spine, up under the rib cage, and you decide to breathe. Just take a catch breath here. A big inhale. And then exhale. Do another round together here. Just big inhale the breath. And then exhale your breathing. Uddiyana Bandha, the navel lock, flying upward. And just breathe normally here, just feeling the effects of the practice. Through our pranayama practice, we begin to build life force energy, purify life force energy. Of course, we're talking about prana, and release it from some of its storage areas in the body. And all these things together allow us to begin to perceive that which is the fabric of subtle energy. Moving the awareness from manas, buddhi, and the ahankar into this realm of subtle sense perception. So we'll do one last pranayama this way. Vastrika Pranayama is the name of this practice. It means the bellows breath. And the practice is done whereby the belly expands outward, creating a balloon or Buddha belly as we inhale, and then a sharp exhalation to the spine with the belly as we expend the breath. The inhale comes in as kind of a natural reflex, and then the belly draws to the spine. We'll do 20 repetitions of the bellows breath, and then after the 20th repetition, we take a full yogic breath on an inhale, and then engage the three locks. So we do Tribandha Pranayama, so the Mula Bandha is engaged, then Jal and Hara Bandha is engaged, and I'll guide us here, holding the breath in as long as comfortable or so, and then we release the chin lock, the head lifts, release the root lock, then lean forward and grab Uddiyana Bandha. So we go from 20 repetitions of the bellows breath, Vastrika Pranayama, to breath retention. And we'll do 2 rounds of this. And so when you're ready, beginning Bastrika Pranayama, the bellows breath. And when you're ready, inhale retention, grabbing the 3 locks. Feel the effects of the practice. And we'll do one more round of the bellows breath, followed by Triband Pranayama. So beginning when you're ready, 20 repetitions of Bastrika. Breath retention when you're ready. Just feeling the effects of the practice here. So just opening the gateways of perception through the lens of our senses and the 5 elements. So make any adjustments to your seated position for comfort. And palms, let them just gently turn upward here in a position of openness, receiving and sending. You can bring the hands into Gyan Mudra, if you like, the pad of the index finger, thumb together. And first bring your awareness into literally the inside of your nostrils. We're breathing into the belly now only, more shallow breath. But just feel the inside of the nostrils as you inhale the breath. Just really bring your attention to that experience singularly. And again, we're still just observing. And then very gently release that point of awareness and bring your awareness literally to the tongue, the sense of taste, the water element. Let the tongue relax in the mouth. The jaw might even relax as well. The lips stay together. And this may be a little more esoteric, a little more refined, but imagine that you can draw the breath across the surface of the tongue as you inhale. And again, remember the lips stay closed. We're breathing into the belly. These energetic practices, what happens is with your refined awareness, say now on the tongue, and inhale breath, you're drawing prana across the surface area of the tongue in this case. And its tendency is to purify not only the sense, but also the element associated with the sense. In Tantra Yoga, one of the biggest sayings that we have is we use the senses to move beyond the senses. one of the capabilities of that is to purify them and to purify their elements. So gently let that subside and bring your awareness now literally to your eyeballs, the sense of sight and the element of tejas, the element of fire. So just first concentrate on your eyeballs. I know this may seem a bit unusual. It's very effective. All these refined techniques. And then imagine now as you inhale that you draw the pranic energy from outside the body through your eyeballs and into your brain as you inhale. And there may be some sensation here, as with the nostrils and the tongue. There may be something that appears here. Now gently let this subside. And bring your awareness to your hands and let the thumb and index finger release. Just feel the surface area of the palm of each of your hands and also the tips of your fingers. And then as you inhale, imagine that you're drawing the breath through the skin of the hands and into the body. And as you exhale, just feel that energy expand. A sense of touch, the element of Vayu, the element of air. Just noticing any subtle sensations, experiences with dispassion. Witness consciousness. And then now very gently let your awareness literally go to your eardrums, And then imagine as you inhale that again you draw the prana, life force energy, through the ears and eardrums into the center of the brain as you inhale. You might even be able to sense a kind of a drawing in of the eardrums as you do that. Sense of hearing the ether elements, the Akash. Utilizing the senses to go beyond the senses to reveal the subtle fabric of the subtle body, Sukshma Sharira, the energy system. Sensation can have a tendency to be a little more pronounced here. And just relax into whatever may appear. So purifying the elements and purifying the ton matras, the energy that supports the Mahabhutas, the great five elements, and the energy of the senses. Now we'll move into the buddhi, into the higher intellect function. So bring your awareness right in the center of the chest, behind the very bottom part of the sternum. And then as you inhale here, this is similar. Just imagine that you're tracing pranic energy from outside the body into this place that the yogis, they know this as hridayam. Hridayam, and means the heart center. Allow for any part of the thinking mind to become passive. And now we'll add the mantra of Om as you inhale and Om as you exhale through the heart center, experiencing a sense of peace, just filling the being. And then very gently let all that subside. Heart center, mantra of Om, and then recognize possibly a sense of stillness or peace. And just sustain your witness of that sensation or that potential. filling the being with a sense of presence, a sense of stillness. Just breathing a little deeper here. Let the breath come back. Recognize that sense of peace and stillness can sustain itself. We'll gently chant the mantra of Om here, just one time together to complete our practice. So gently exhale the breath here, and then inhaling. Om. Just bringing hands to prayer here at the heart, and just want to share my gratitude where it brings you to your practice, and sharing that with me here this afternoon. And Shivalaya Sadhana, the serpent power, and working with the lens of the senses to move beyond the senses. That's Tantra Yoga, the lineage of Sri Baba Haridas. Namaste. Okay, friends, thank you so much for joining. That was just wonderful. And I think the guys went on lunch break, so we got a little break there to do our practice. That's awesome. And the Venmo thing, check that out. Santosh Powell. I'll be doing something pretty, I think, pretty special here on Saturday morning, 8 o'clock. I'm going to be doing a Shiva Arati ceremony. I'm right here in the temple. And then a regular, asana sadhana practice begins after that. So check that out if you want. Stay tuned in. Subscribe to YouTube channel if you haven't done that already, all those things. And thanks so much. And just keep the faith. And we know love, peace. Love, peace, y'all. Namaste. Have a great rest of your day. And we'll get you up to Shivalaya, Jenna. And anyone else, Tammy again, and Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.